Music to be Murdered by Eminem. Eminem took a page out of Randy Orton's playbook and dropped an album out of nowhere. Fresh off of his back and forth with Nick Cannon, can M finally put the haters in their place? Does he still have it? Here's our honest review of Music to be Murdered by Eminem.
I feel like
you laughing for, man?
We've been using that statement everywhere lately.
I mean, because stuff been happening out of nowhere. It makes sense, right?
Yeah, it makes sense.
You got to call it what it is, man.
Yeah.
Were you looking forward to a new Eminem album? When I sent it to you, what was your initial thoughts? Like,
okay,
seriously
when
speaking.
you sent it to me, I was just like, what, we doing some old shit again? Because I was just like, what is this? And then when I looked at the date, I'm like, oh, this 2020. Oh, this some new shit. And I started playing it right away.
Yeah, I saw you had listened to it early.
Because usually, like, when I'm working, I'll wait till like midday because I got this.
You had listened to both of these early.
Yeah, because I usually have a routine. Like, you know, I'll open up the morning, I'm just listening to beats, instrumentals and stuff. But when I saw this, I'm like, nah, this morning I'm playing this. So yeah, I listened to it right away.
How you feel about his album artwork?
I think it was pretty dope. I like this cover, and I like the secondary cover because it's mimic homage to the Alfred Hitchcock, which I learned about over the weekend. I didn't know that this was actually something that came out under the same name. So I really like the theme of it. I feel like the way they placed the font and everything, the blood, it really fit the theme of the album and everything like that. So I thought it was a cool concept.
Yeah, the way the font is staged, it looks kind of like haunted, you know, kind of freaky. It also says Slim Shady up there to let you know the arch nemesis is in there. You have the Jason Voorhees mask. I think it says quality music. Somebody said that was actually pertaining to Dr. Dre to let you know he was working with Dre on this project. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
The flow of this project, man, this is Eminem just taking the bars and just casually just slapping the living crap out of you to remind you that he really can rap. That's what I took away from this.
This is Eminem being Eminem at his finest, I think. For real.
Highlights, man. Look, man, I got a lot of highlights, man. First of all, I just want to shout out something that this guy's about to trash. So Young M.A.'s verse on the Unaccommodating, that joint is fire. I don't care what nobody says, period. If Jesus came down here right now, I'd slap the shit out of him and say that the Young M.A. verse is fire. Now, with that said, you have something to say, man?
Nah, continue.
Premonition, man. Premonition started off the album. I didn't know it was actually going to be a song. I just thought it was going to be a skit. That joint, he straight ripped.
Yes,
he was
did.
not playing around. Like I was just like, oh, this is where we at.
That's how I felt too.
This is where we at, okay. And then even his verse on Unaccommodating, like he wasn't playing around. You gonna learn first of all, Royce. When I heard Royce's voice, I was just like, man.
You already knew, certified gold.
This is about to be something crazy, man. So that those kind of nights featuring Ed Sheeran.
How?
When I looked at that, I was just like, I'm not gonna like this song. He ripped this joint.
Like, how did that come to be? Like, I know they've been collaborating a little bit, but how was this supposed to work?
This
Eminem got a club song.
Eminem has a club song. A girly club song.
A club
where he is dropping bars throughout that whole song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the verse had me weak the whole time. I played it for 1080p. Everything was going over her head. She's like, I didn't catch none of that. I had to literally break down every line because she was just like, nope, didn't catch that. Man. In Too Deep, beat is ridiculous.
Yes.
M killed it. Gorilla featuring Juice WRLD.
Godzilla.
Didn't know I wanted that.
It
was Godzilla. What did I say?
Gorilla.
Oh shit, I'm tripping. Godzilla featuring Juice WRLD, crazy.
Yes.
I didn't know I wanted this, but apparently I needed it.
Yeah.
It was fire. Darkness is Eminem actually talking about serious discussions.
Yes.
Talking about gun control. I know a lot of you guys don't like to talk about it, but he killed it. I don't care what anybody says. Leaving Heaven featuring Skylar Grey, crazy. Yeah. When I heard that beat, I was like, hold on, did Royce make this beat? But everybody killed it. Black Thought destroyed that joint. Q-Tip was perfect on the hook. How did Joe feel about him mentioning name dropping Slaughterhouse? Who gives a shit what Joe has to say? Stepdad was dope. Marsh is ridiculous. You want to hear some bars? Like he said something about I'm about to murder the alphabet because I'm feeling a little bit like Alpha. I'm forgetting the whole
Yeah,
line.
yeah.
But he's like, you know, I'm gonna come for you like the letter. I'm gonna come after you like the letter V.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he was some bars in there. And a lot of it, like especially on Marsh, like he kind of started it off really simple.
Yeah, he did.
Really simple, like bars that were kind of like jabbing you in the stomach. I think that was even this. Hold on, is that the song where he dissed Joe? No, look, that was Little Engine, I think. Never Love Again. I believe that's the song about drug addiction.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Eminem talking about serious subjects. Little Engine, he kind of dropped it. No, actually it was Look It Up. He dissed Joe Budden.
He did on no. Well, I remember the one on I Will when he said, "Yeah, your group was dope, but you was the weakest link."
Oh, he wasn't talking about Joe.
Oh, he wasn't?
Nah, he was talking about, he mentioned the dude's name before that. It was one of the older MCs.
Well, I caught the other one, but I thought that one was one as
No, he
well.
said, I'm trying to save money. Who gives a shit about a Trader Joe? I guess you missed that one.
Oh, no, I got that one.
Oh, yeah, that was on Look It Up featuring Anderson .Paak.
Lock It Up, yeah.
Lock It Up.
Yeah.
I've been drinking. Lil Engine, man, like, I don't really care for the hook. But
Me
the
either.
verses are
Yeah.
crazy. No Regrets. I didn't know I wanted to hear Broke Akon on this joint.
Bruh, really? Broke
What?
Akon?
I called him that when we did the Travis Scott joint.
I forgot.
That's why I'm gonna keep calling him. And I don't mean broke as in money, because he got more money than me. I'm just saying, like, his voice sounds like a broke Akon's voice. I was so happy to hear everybody on this joint. Joel Ortiz destroyed. Like, listen to that verse. Catch that triple entendre, and if you don't get it, keep listening until you get it. That joint was ridiculous. And No Regrets. That shit was amazing though. I gotta mention it.
I'll tell you right now, I was not ready for this album. I know this was a surprise album, and that's the intent, but I literally was not expecting this album. I'm gonna go through it, not as detailed as he did, because he really emulated my thoughts. But what I was most impressed about this was I didn't feel like Eminem was trying to please anybody with this project, if that makes sense. I felt
he
like
mentioned it, I think, on where how the fans pull him in one direction and the haters pull him in another direction.
Yeah, so I kind of felt like this is the Eminem that I like, the Eminem that just goes in the booth and does what he wants. You know what I'm saying? Because, we've had a lot of haters say that, oh, we don't understand Eminem and, oh, y'all don't catch the bars. No, it's just that some of his songs previously, I haven't been feeling like it's been Eminem. This is just straight Eminem because I feel like he went in the booth and did what he wanted to do. That being said, Open Up a Premonition was amazing. His verse in Accommodating was amazing. I'll get to something else in my lowlights. You Go Learn, the sound of it, the hook, everything. Like, we got those Eminem hooks on here.
I like how Royce did that whole thing about segregation and separation.
That was hard. But we got them Eminem hooks on here that I'm used to hearing from Eminem. Like, the corny sounding hooks, but it sounds dope from Eminem.
Stepdad.
Like, the Stepdad hook is fire. I don't care what nobody
I mean, it's
say.
an Eminem hook, though.
That's what I'm saying. I love them Eminem hooks. Those kind of nights, I was looking at the comments on Genius, and some of them were saying, like, oh, we don't need another Ed Sheeran collaboration. I'm like, why is y'all hating? This song is hard. Like, this can be a radio hit, but bars. So it's just really, really dope. In Too Deep, I really love that song. It just sounds very amazing, very complete. Godzilla was really dope. Juice WRLD was really dope on the hook. And I love the last bars that he just murdered with in one breath. Like, well, I was looking at the comments, he was like, Eminem versus Oxygen. And I was like, hell yes. So I'm just like, that's appropriate. Darkness, I felt was a good song coming from Eminem. I don't know if he should have made it the single to come out with, but I mean, it's cool. It's cool.
I think he wanted to get people to register to vote. Because in the end of the video, from what I didn't watch the video, but I read that at the end it has a thing to tell people to register to vote. Okay. So it's more of something to drive people with. Okay. Leaving Heaven, I thought was insanely dope, insanely deep. Sad kind of story to be like, think about your dad like that, but still the way that he composed the song, and Skylar Grey was a great addition. Goodness God, like,
Black Thought and Royce and everybody on that damn song was just fire. Stepdad, I feel like it's an anthem because I can relate to it. Like, but still at the same time, knowing the story that Eminem's have told in the past, like it's just it's just so dope. Never Love Again. I love the fact that it can be taken as drugs or a relationship. Like it's kind of both the same thing. Lock It Up with Anderson .Paak was perfect. Like it was just perfect. No Regrets with Don Toliver I thought was great, and I Will was a great way to close out the album. Was not expecting a double album, and I was not expecting to enjoy it all the way through. I thought I was gonna get tired of it, and I didn't. Done.
Lowlights, man. I have a few things I guess I want to say. Overall, man, the album is pretty damn genius, and like even every time a girl song came on, like In Too Deep or Never Love Again, which isn't really a girl song, but like you said, it could kind of go either way. And Farewell, I thought I wasn't gonna like any of them, but it turns out that all of them were actually really solid songs. I just want to say, I feel like Eminem like really shut the haters up. Do I feel like with my lowlights, do I feel like this album is perfect? No, but at the same time, like he said, like even if he lost it, he's still like twice as better than you ever will be, like as far as the new generation goes. And this joint is crazy. Like when you listen to Marsh, like when he did that whole thing where he did like the thing where he's kind of like talking to MGK, where he's just talking about like I might smoke on the joint. I might have to puff on the joint. I can't remember what it was, but then he kind of did almost like a conceited thing. He ain't say slow it down, I just diss you, but he kind of just like rearranged the words and kind of made it into something else. He used auto-tune on that song, but it sounded really trendy. Like I could see the youngins hating but listening to it. But yeah, because I told the youngins at work, like, Eminem dropped a new album. Only reason people gonna check it out is because he got Juice WRLD on it. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, it's so trash. But anyway, yeah, like I can't really pick a specific thing that's a low light. I will just say it's along the lines of what you mentioned. The Eminem hooks. They're so cheesy at times. Some of them are super cheesy, especially like Marsh, Stepdad. Lil Engine is like it's a bad hook, borderline horrible. But it works with that song. I don't want to say that, it just works. And I feel like Eminem like executed on all platforms on this. Did he say some whack bars? Not really. They're still better than the bars that you get from a lot of the rappers that are out right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard for me to just like pick something else. I felt like all of the guest appearances were dope. Even Don Toliver. Like when I saw his name, I was just like, really? Like it was like with Ed Sheeran. I'm like, why are we getting this? But it worked out. He used everybody to their maximum ability, and you're 100% on point. Where I feel like he said to the haters and the fans, like, fuck both of y'all, I'm gonna do me. And that's what we got with this project, and that's what has worked for him for his whole career. When he did the first album, the second album, recovery album, this album, like every single time he's only like answered to himself and wanted to prove a point. That's when you got some fire from Eminem, like some super hot fire from Eminem.
Yeah, man, most definitely. Lowlights I could only think about is I gotta get to accommodating. Listen, Young M.A. bars were nice, but when you come from Premonition, starting off the album, I was just like, yo, okay, we about to get something here. And then you cut the Young M.A., I'm just like, hold on, where did this come from? It just tuned me out of what was getting ready to happen. Like, I didn't like the slow, casual flow with the beat. Like, it just didn't carry the anticipation that I had from Premonition. So the bars were dope, but I just didn't like how it continued. Like, it just didn't flow. It didn't flow well to me. So when Eminem came back rapping, I was just like, okay, I'm back in it because he started snapping. So that's just me. I was not feeling the Young M.A. verse.
Struggle to find something.
Marsh, I love the bars, but it was just like I didn't like the production with it. That was about it. But I still liked the song, and that was about it. Little Engine, I didn't care about the hook, and that's about it.
Like I said, you
it
struggle
really
to find.
can't. That's about it, because it's just like this was, like I said, this was Eminem. I kind of felt like he shut me up because I was kind of on that side, like I don't know if Eminem can come with it. And he drops this and just like, shut the fuck up. So I felt like he delivered a project that he, like I said, he just went in the booth and did him. And I think that's what you should be as an artist. Just go in the booth and do you. And I think the rollout was perfect. It hit everybody where they didn't expect it. So yeah, not much lowlights at all.
Final thoughts. What you just said, it came out unexpectedly, Randy Orton style, out of nowhere, and it murdered you.
Yeah.
Like, you really felt like, damn, while you were listening to it.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was perfect.
Yeah.
I felt like in one of the reviews from either the previous album or the other previous album, Kamikaze, or whatever the one was before that, can't really remember. I believe I said something like his style doesn't necessarily work right now, and I felt like he tapped into something here that does work, and I hope he keeps it up.
Yeah.
And I know he said he feeds off our negative energy. So with that said, I just want to say, Eminem, you fucking suck. Take that to the studio for your next album so it could be better than this.
Man, I don't know how to follow that up. But yeah, man, this just hit.
Just don't praise it. Remember, he said he feeds off of your negative energy, right? Don't praise it.
Well, look, man. This is a great way to start off the year in hip hop. I thought this was dope just to have just this hit you. And yeah, man, you suck. And I don't want to hear you put out no trash ever again. No good music ever again. All right? That's about it.
Final grade. I'm giving Eminem an X for what I feel is one of his best albums ever. Now, I'm going to give him a check. But just tell him I gave him an X. So he could be like, what that motherfucker said? I'm going to go in the studio, look what I'm planning.
Oh, you gonna put TRC in the disc?
Yeah,
we don't need this
Oh,
one?
no, I take it, man. Hey, this is... But nah, Eminem's album, this album is amazing, man. This is a great way to start out the decade. I feel like we'll be talking about this album in 2030 or 2029 at the end of the decade.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
And you're going to be listening to this joint until then, trying to catch all of those bars, because every time I listen, something else would hit me and I'd just be like, damn, I didn't even catch that for the first time.
Yeah. And that's why I think this album has a lot of replayability. And I think that's what you want an album to have, something that you can catch every single time you listen to it. And I think this is a perfect example. We all know how Eminem is crazy with the bars and how witty he is. So you're always going to catch something, even if you don't agree with something he says and he's controversial. If you say this, look, this has been Eminem. That's going to be Eminem. I don't think he's going to change or conform for anybody. He's just going to keep evolving himself. So with that being said, I'm going to give it a check. I felt like, this is some great Eminem music, and if you're a fan of Eminem, you're going to love this. So, yeah, shout out.
Eminem was one of the greatest rappers ever. So with that said, you suck. Somebody's going to hear that and take that all out of context.
Yeah, they're going to take that all out of context. Watch the full review.